Sometimes you just want to watch a movie that makes you feel something real. Not just action, not just entertainment, but something that actually goes kinda deep. Maybe you need a good cry, or maybe you want to feel inspired. Whatever it is, I got you, because today we're counting down 10 movies that will make you feel something. I'm talking about some strong emotions in this list. So, let's get into it.
Deux heures que j'attends là, vas-y, non.
Number 10, The Intouchables. This one is pure feel-good magic. It's based on a true story about an unlikely friendship between two completely different people. Flip, a super wealthy quadriplegic, and Darius, a guy from the roughest streets who becomes his caregiver.
Il a 2 bras, 2 jambes, un cerveau qui fonctionne, il est en bonne santé.
At first, they don't seem like they would get along. Flip is reserved and cultured, while Darius is loud, impulsive, and doesn't follow the rules. But that is exactly what makes their friendship work.
Non, 9.
Darius doesn't treat Philip like he's fragile or something, and in return, Philip gives Darius a chance to turn his life around. This movie is funny, heartwarming, and just full of life.
Mam dziwne uczucie. Wydaje mi się, że nie jestem sama.
Number 9, The Double Life of Veronique. Now, this one is more dreamy and mysterious. It's about two women, Veronica in Poland and Veronique in France, who have never met but are somehow connected in an almost magical way.
Pani ma dziwny głos.
They don't know each other, yet they feel each other's presence, emotions, and even share similar life experiences. This movie isn't about big dramatic moments, it's about feeling. It's poetic, haunting, and full of moments that make you think about fate and the invisible threads that connect us to others. I say if you want something that feels like a dream but is still emotionally rich, this is the one. Little Miss Sunshine. This one is about a family road trip, but not the good one for sure. The Hoovers are a total mess. They're broke, arguing all the time, and each of them is dealing with their own personal failures.
Your accident.
Uncle Frank didn't really have an accident. Tried to kill himself.
Why?
But when the youngest daughter, Olive, gets a shot at competing in a beauty pageant, the whole family piles into a beat-up yellow van and sets off on a chaotic, hilarious, and unexpectedly touching journey. It's funny, it's awkward, but it's also deeply human, you know what I'm saying? At its core, it's about how when everything in life is falling apart, the love of your family can still hold you together.
Where's Olive? Oh, no one gets left behind! No one gets left behind!
Sometimes, the most emotional movies are the ones about the simplest things. Perfect Days follows Hiroyama, a quiet, kind-hearted life is routine and predictable, but instead of being sad about it, he finds joy in the little moments, listening to the old music, reading books, watching the trees sway in the wind, and this kind of stuff. It's a slow, intellectual movie, but deeply touching. It reminds you that happiness isn't always about big achievements. It can be found in this small If you're in the mood for something romantic and nostalgic, Roman Holiday is a classic that never gets old. It's about a young princess played by Audrey Hepburn who escapes her royal duties for just one day and ends up exploring Rome with an American journalist. They ride a Vespa through the city, eat gelato, and just soak up the freedom of being young and carefree. But of course, reality eventually catches up with them. It's one of those movies that makes you wish you could freeze time just to hold on to one perfect day forever.
What you looking at me like that for? What, man? Come on, you just drove down here? Yeah.
Moonlight is one of the most intimate and emotional coming-of-age stories ever made.
Oh, son, try not to remember.
It follows Chiron, a quiet boy growing up in a tough neighborhood, as he struggles with his identity, love, and what it means to be himself.
At some point, you gotta decide for yourself who you're gonna be.
The movie is split into 3 parts: his childhood, teenage years, and adulthood. And in each part, you see how the people around him shape who he becomes.
You're my only. I'm your only.
It's a story about pain, love, and searching for a place where you truly belong. And the final scene, I would say it was one of the most powerful moments in modern cinema.
What did you expect?
Travis, hey, don't you recognize me? It's your brother, Walt. Deanne and I...
Number 4, Paris, Texas. This is a movie about loss, redemption, and trying to make peace with your past.
I'm gonna find her
I want to find her too. When do we go?
right now.
It follows Travis, a man who has been missing for years, as he suddenly returns and tries to reconnect with his young son.
Hi.
It's a slow, quiet, and deeply emotional. You feel every unspoken word, every regret, and every longing.
Is there something, I don't know, is there something I can do for you?
The cinematography is breathtaking, and the story pulls you in without needing dramatic explosions or big speeches. Sometimes, emotions are best felt in silence.
It was me that tore you apart, and I owe it to you to bring you back together.
Number 3, Legends of the Fall. If you love epic, sweeping dramas, this one's got everything: love, war, family drama, and heartbreak.
You know you can't make her happy.
Gonna try.
You will fail.
It follows 3 brothers living on a remote ranch in Montana, whose lives get turned upside down when they all fall in love with the same woman.
But his destiny had the power to tear them apart.
This is a turning point in the history of the world.
It's a story about passion, loyalty, and how fate can tear people apart. And visually, it's absolutely stunning. This is the kind of movie that makes you feel like you've lived an entire lifetime in just a few hours. I say you definitely won't forget about this one.
Legends of the Fall.
Number 2, Into the Wild. This is one of those movies that sticks with you like forever. It's based on the true story of Christopher McCandless, a young man who leaves everything behind: his family, his money, his entire old life to travel across America and live alone in the wilderness.
I think you ought to be getting a job and making something of this life.
I only got one plan.
It's about freedom, self-discovery, and the search for meaning. The film doesn't romanticize his journey. It shows both the beauty and the dangers of choosing being alone over society. And the ending, I would say it was absolutely heartbreaking.
If you want something in life, reach out and grab it.
Sometimes a movie just gets you, you know that feeling? And Good Will Hunting is one of those movies.
For the first time in his life, he's about to meet his match.
It's about Will, an absolute genius who works as a janitor at MIT, but he always refuses to believe in himself.
Have you talked to him at all about his future? Give him time to figure out what he wants.
He spends his days wasting his talent until he's forced to see a therapist who slowly helps him confront his fears, trauma, and self-doubt.
Someone who can get through to him. Yeah, let's do it. I'm pumped. Let's let the healing begin.
It's about friendship, love, and learning that you don't have to be perfect to be worthy of happiness.
Sitting on a winning lottery ticket. I'd do anything to have what you got.
And Robin Williams, the therapist that I just mentioned, his speech about love was one of the greatest monologues ever. I'm telling you, if you haven't watched this movie, just leave this video right now and go watch it. Now when you came this far and you like this video, YouTube thinks you're gonna love this one too.